Alright, we're here for round number one. We're going to keep. We are on the draw. And I got a new computer. And Magic Online somehow works great. uh, what? Oh, I pressed F2. Got scared there for a second. So this hand's really good, especially now. If my opponent doesn't disfigure or what have you. We got a Fire Blast to finish my opponent off and everything. My opponent probably has a counterspell here, but we have to go for this anyway because it is the best play. Yep. Cannot stop that, but, you know, happens. So I only got to get my opponent to 7 now, which is good. So we'll see how that works out for me. What is that? Target player discards 2 cards. Okay. We'll discard Lightning Bolt and Mog Raider. These 3 are the most powerful cards in my hand, so I think those are just what I want to discard for now. And he milled Chainer's Edict. He or she milled Chainer's Edict. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Why is this above this then? Because whatever, not gonna question it. It's just Magic Online. That is, however, a decent card to draw. His second Goblin Bushwhacker. So that should be good. I'm gonna get in there for 3. So we should win in a couple of turns, I believe. Next turn, we have the potential to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, deep analysis. Alright, this game's looking good for us. So, we're not going to let this, actually 10. So, we're going to let this die. We're going to get +1 trigger from that. So, that's 4. Another Fire Blast. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So, my opponent's taking 10 and they're going to go to 7? Yep. So, this game is all but over. Or should be, at least. I don't know if Blue-Black Teachings has a way to gain life. I assume it's Blue-Black Teachings. If I see my opponent go Herborg, you know something's fishy. Speaking of fish. I suppose that's a way to gain life. A mountain. Alright. So here we'll go and cast Goblin Bushwhacker. They probably have another counterspell. Oh, they don't. Well, hot diggity dang. Send in the goblins. This deck is so fun. My opponent should be dead. Alright, sweet. So that was game 1. And I gotta resize everything because of this bad boy. Still gotta set up the second monitor, but I need an extra cable for that, and that should come tomorrow. Just make this a little bit bigger because my eyes sucks. There we go. And display this by card view. Make it a little bit bigger because my eyes suck, and because of you guys. Mostly because my eyes suck. Okay, so against this deck, Sparksmith is not very good. In my opinion, I don't think it's very good. Pyroblast is okay. The Goblin Matron is still good. And we'll bring in a couple of Pyroblasts. I don't want to draw one too early. I kind of want to draw one a couple of turns later. Goblin Heel Cutter and Intimidator Initiate should be enough to take care of pesky Gurmag Anglers. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm not really a big fan of keeping in Sparksmith just to kill it. It's not very impressive as a 1/1. I think this and these two are just going to perform better, depending on how many little creatures my opponent has after board. If that's the case, then maybe I'll bring them back in, but I kind of doubt it. Also, for the love of God, Wizards, let me move this up. So this hand is not the greatest, but I'm going to keep. And the reason why is 2 Lightning Bolts are not the worst. And this is kind of an average mulligan to 6, I think, if we were just to remove this land. And we're on the draw. If this was on the play, I would mulligan. Okay, well that's not good. No Hydroblast there. Yeah, that's not good. Drawing a fourth land there is not good. Unless I draw double Fire Blast again, which would be really funny. Uh, damn. That's also not good. We're just gonna say go for now. Playing Goblin Bushwhacker here would not be very good. One, because it can just get countered, and I'm not Pyroblasting a thing twice. And two, I think you get more value. Ew. That's a good combo with Karuz. Yeah, we are going to counter that, though. I'd rather counter that. I think bolts going to the face are going to be a little bit more useful. All right, so that's a good draw. It's a good draw because one, it's a creature, and two, my opponent could have something like nausea, or even they could be playing Crypt Rats. I don't know. Typically, this match is a lot about who's on the play. Game one, I think it's heavily in Goblin's favor. Game two and three, however, I think it's more of a who's on the play type of deal. Here, I'm going to sack the cohort, and the reason for that is this. If I don't draw creatures like there, these are just better to attack with. Oh, the other thing is two of these kills Gurmag Angler if he or she taps out for them. Am I gonna get a rest? That'd be interesting. I'm getting disfigured. Okay. Make you a 2/2 just because. Still not gonna unload these. Huh. Alright. Tech for one. And pass turn. Not much I can do. Flashback think twice. Alright. Man, I can't believe it. Match calling actually functions somewhat well. This is incredible. I can't believe it. Alright, we're gonna get in there for one. He might. Sorry, I keep saying he, which is kind of inappropriate because I don't actually know. Which might be beneficial to my opponent. I'm not exactly sure. Essence Scatter. Okay, I'm gonna let that go through. I see no reason to counter an Essence Scatter. Not to protect this anyway. Ugh. Another 2 life for my opponent. There's no bueno for me right now. Magmar Marshal. That might be worth protecting. I think so because my opponent has a what is it? Chainer's Edict in the graveyard. So my opponent almost F6. Goblin War Marshal. What say you, my opponent? They say counterspell. I will raise you with a Pyroblast. What say you then? They say let it go. No, I will still not sing the song. Unless someone asks me to. Then maybe I'll try to figure out the words and sing it. I really only know the let it go part and shut the door, I think is lyrics. I don't know. I really don't know. Pristine Talisman. Oh, that's not good for me. I still don't think that would warrant me bringing in Smash to Smithereens, but regardless. We're going to pay the Echo here, of course. Drew another mountain. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. That is not good. We are quite flooded right now. Although, at the very least, my opponent doesn't have much going on at the moment. Alright, so they're digging for something at the moment. Gonna flashback the thing twice now? Yep. I only gotta get my opponent to 6. Which, depending on if they have counterspells or not. Goblin Arsonist. Okay, well that's not bad. I'm obviously gonna hold the land in my hand. There's no point in casting it. Or casting it, playing it. Get in there for 3. My opponent seems to be on a somewhat bad-ish draw. This is somewhat of a typical draw, but they have not drawn a Wrath of God type of card yet. And that's probably off the top because I think they would have played it last turn. Is this flashback? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna sack the Goblin Arsonist. The reason why is future Chain of Edicts in case my opponent has them, or Nausea, and I believe it's still it's still 1 point or getting in the same amount of damage. So Foundry Street Denizen. Alright. So my opponent is currently at lethal damage of 2 bolts. Currently. Now we're gonna play this, see if they counter it. Now the problem is if they do have a counter spell, but I think I'm gonna go for it anyway because if they don't have it right now and they draw it, I'm in trouble. Okay. Countered the first one, which is interesting. Not exactly sure why there. I don't think I would have done that. What is this, Gurmag Angler? A full-priced Gurmag Angler? That would be insane. No? Oh, it is Gurmag Angler. A full-price Gurmag Angler. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to get in there for 3. And we'll see what my opponent does. They could block the War Marshal. No, they blocked the Denizen. Okay. Play Conscript, say go. We're still not out of the woods yet. Mostly because my opponent keeps gaining life, which is further making this a bit difficult. Okay, well, that's interesting. That makes things a little bit different. Does my opponent deal with it? They do not. So we're going to attack with everyone. And we're probably going to sacrifice whoever they block. Now, the problem is I can't respond to the gain life, I don't believe. We're going to do it to the token so that they have to kill the worst creature, technically. And my opponent is now at 2. And just go for Bolt now. I mean, might as well. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you in round number 2. Please stay tuned.